Hi, my name's Arlene,
And I'm Jeannie.
and we're going to show you today how to make seed paper. Now, what is seed paper, you might ask? It is recycled paper that is then made into another piece of paper that is embedded with seeds so that you can plant it and have plants grow. They can be flowers, or we had talked about vegetables, like if you want to do lettuce or something like that. So that's what we're going to show you how to make today. Some of the things that you'll need, you will need, first off, you're going to need some shredded paper. Now this is paper that we didn't want anymore, so we're recycling it. We ran it through a shredder, and if you don't have a shredder, you can just cut it into small pieces, and then you soak it overnight in water. You will also need a blender, some food coloring if you want to make colored seed paper, a bowl and a spoon, and then a screen. Now this is a screen from my breezeway. If you don't have a screen like that you can use, you can maybe buy some screen material at a Home Depot or a Lowe's or a hardware store and staple it to an old picture frame, a large picture frame that you don't want to use anymore. And you'll get sort of the same effect. You just want to have it so you can get the water out of the seed paper, and then lay that on a towel, an old towel. And then you also need seeds to put in the paper. So,
Okay, so we have our paper that's soaking in water. The first thing that you do, and this is really kind of fun, you take your paper and you put it in your blender. This is a really old blender, but you don't want to put too much in there so that it would cause your blender to stop running. I think that's enough?
that looks good.
Okay, and then we're going to cover that with water. Okay, and we added some food color to our seed paper. This was red food coloring. It turned out a really nice kind of rosy pink color when it was finished. So we're going to add some blue to this, and maybe about 10 drops of. Okay. Don't forget to put your lid on. Okay, and then we're going to turn it on. Okay, that look about the right consistency? Okay, and then we're going to pour it in this bowl. It's a really nice blue.
Now it's very wet, and if you have too much water, you can always try and strain some of that out using a colander or a strainer, or like a piece of cheesecloth or an old tea towel if you want to. You can just put it in there and squeeze it a little, but you do want it somewhat wet. So we have our pulp mixture, that's the paper, and then we're just going to take some seeds and mix them in. And these are hummingbird and butterfly seeds. So I'm not exactly sure what flowers will come up, but they should attract some hummingbirds and butterflies to our yards. So we're just going to mix some of those in and just kind of mix it in with your hand, or if you don't like using it, it's kind of a strange consistency, so if it bothers you, you can use a spoon to mix it in. And it's that easy. And then what you do is you take your cookie cutter and you place it on the screen and just grab a little blob of the pulp and start pushing it into the cookie cutter against the screen. Now the nice thing is having a towel underneath will absorb a lot of that excess water. Okay, so once you've got it all pushed down and a lot of the water's kind of pushed out of it, you just kind of push against the seed paper and lift the cookie cutter up, and you can go on and do your next one. Grab another amount of pulp. Now I think this would be a lot of fun, or a very fun project for kids to do,
Absolutely.
I think it would be fun for them to make the seed paper, and then I think it would be exceptional fun for them to plant the seed paper and see what kind of flowers.
Yes, this is fun for kids of all ages. And it's really fun to use the cookie cutters. Arlene's using the heart, which has a nice open space. So it's easy to pack. Mine's the butterfly shape, so it's a little harder because you need to fill the wings, and you got some nooks and crannies here. Also, the first batch that we just did those free form, and we patted them out. Some of them were circular, some of them we shaped into heart shapes, and that's really fun too. But we kind of like using the cookie cutters.
I was thinking of reasons why you might make seed paper, and I think it would be fun to do this with Christmas cookie cutters and make Christmas ornaments out of them, and then you could give them away, and then in the spring, your loved ones could plant them outside, and then they would have a little reminder every time they went outside of the Christmas that you spent together.
Yes, that's a wonderful idea. We made these here at the library for our Earth Day and Earth Week celebration, and Arlene suggested that we do this so that we could have a little gift to give to patrons, and that went over really, really well, and folks were really excited about taking a seed paper, and they were excited about planting too.
It might be a fun project to do also, like for Mother's Day, to give to your moms and grandmothers. Give them a little something that they can plant and think of you every time they see it.
Yes, I think it'd be a very thoughtful gift.
I thought it might be fun, you could put like lettuce seeds in them, and then you could make an edible seed paper. I mean, not the seed paper itself would be edible, but the plants would be edible.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Let's see. So what you do is you do that on the screen, and one of the reasons you do it on a screen is partly because you can squeeze some of the water out as you're doing it, but you can also then set it up, have a fan on it, and that way air circulates above it and below it, and they'll dry quicker, because you do want these to dry fairly quickly, like within a day's time, because you don't want the seeds to sprout while it's still not dry yet. We want them to sprout after they've been planted. So that's how you make seed paper. Now what we did was we took one of our first ones that we made, and we went ahead and planted it to see how it worked. And we do have some sprouts coming up. So I think this pot is ready for your patio, Jeannie.
I think so too. And this really is a great project for kids. It's a quick turnaround. Once you plant your seed paper, they're going to sprout within about a week. So the little ones wouldn't have to wait too long to see the efforts of their project realized.
So is there anything else we need to say?
Oh, yes. I want to tell folks who are watching about our Tuesday Crafternoon program that is Tuesday, June 5th. And what we're going to be making at that time, and Arlene and I are both wearing these, this is called a Camden Cuff bracelet, and it's very easy to make. It's basic crochet skills, so if that's something that you're interested in, we hope you'll join us for that. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.